Okay. Can you share your screen with me? Yes. Okay. Sure. No, I don't see it. Doesn't. Are you sure you shared it? Mm, okay, it is now. Yes, I can see it. I'm sorry. Oh, well, just tell me what you've done. Okay. Oh, go to automation, campaigns. Scroll down. We use the two that we used are the new lead dash no stock number, new lead dash W dash stock. So click on the new lead dash W dash stock. Click on the pencil right to the right of the number 37. No, go down one more. Okay, scroll up. Go to workflow. Over to the right, you will see the magnifying glass. If you hit minus, the other one, yeah. So that way you can see them all. And then you can hit the arrow and that window will slide in and out. Okay. So I need you to go through each one of these green boxes. Each one of these. when you click on that one time, hit the arrow on the right that you just used to make that screen go away. Okay. So now that you've clicked on it, that is the message that is associated with this flow activity. Okay. If you scroll down, okay. So we need to verify this information, right? Obviously, that's the number, right? 630-445-0539. Okay. So part of this, what I'm explaining to you, is the process. We have to get screenshots of each one of these messages um, to the developer so that they can use it for the other process. Okay. Just go ahead, do me a favor. Do this. Scroll down to the middle where it says, or scroll up from there. And when you see where it says edit, click on edit. So from here, you should be able to hit preview email. This is obviously also where you would go to edit the message. Mhm. So you will need to take, you may have to change your viewer zoom in your browser. To whatever it takes to see the whole thing, but we need the image to be large enough that it's still somewhat where. Okay. Okay. So basically, here's what you need to do. You see where it says we're here to help? You need to make a list of the actually I take that back. You need to make a list of the subject line that's associated with this message. Okay? So if you go back to the other tab, you see where it says editing action. It says contact first name. We can offer many financing options. See at the top in blue. Right. Keep going up above the email header. Okay. You see the text that says right above that button that says financing options. That is that right after the dash where the percentage sign starts. That is the subject line. Okay. Yes. Right. So what we need to do is we need to create a list that has the subject line. Okay. And then yes. And the whole one with the percentage sign there. Okay. Um, no, yes. So you'll copy that. You'll put that into a spreadsheet or something is fine, right? And then next to that, what you'll do is you will need to go in. You'll make a screenshot of the message, right? And then if you open up your tab and go to cloudinary.com. Go to login. Yes, I shared that. Scroll down. It's right where you highlighted. It's directly above that. Directly above that. Yes. No dash. Sorry. Just let me verify that. Hold on, me. Okay, go back to that screen because that's right. You may just need to verify. Go back to that login. Yes, it's the same. The first Z is in capitals. After that, it's all lowercase. I did. Yeah, I did. Um, okay, go ahead and go back. Go to back to password. Let me just see what you're typing in because there may be some type of captcha that you're not. Now go back and just try to type, but type that in. Don't paste it in. Yes. Yeah, I'm going to show you my screen just so you can see that it. So just up. Okay. So upload one of those images, any one of them. Oh, here I will. I have some already. You can. I haven't done it yet. Yes, and then get the URL. So I'm assuming that I'm just not that familiar with Dropbox, so I don't know if it's going to um, if it creates a URL that's usable. See, that's taking me to there. I need the yeah. So let me see. It's just a lot of steps, is it? I need a link. I don't need. In other words, it's going to be a public file, right? Only if there's a yeah. Okay. So basically, once you do this, you'll have to create the spreadsheet with the subject and then with the URL of the image link once you upload it. Does that make sense? So so going back to go ahead and go back into share your screen. Okay. And go back into active demand. Okay. So so the process is you copy the subject line. By the way, see the word email header right above the image? Click on that. That is the subject line. That's where you would change. Okay. Okay, so you're sending a list of all messages that we use. Okay. So the list has to contain um, a a copy of the subject line that's associated with that image or with that message and a, a URL link of the image that you've uploaded. Okay. So do me a favor. Go ahead and open up a spreadsheet or a Google sheet or whatever you want to use. No, I'm saying go ahead and just open up Google Sheets. Okay, so just hitting, yeah, a new sheet. Just hit new. And you're just going to have basically two columns. One column is the subject line. One column is the URL of the image that you've uploaded. Right, the URL from the Dropbox link. Hmm. Hmm. Yes. Okay, so that's part one. Okay, so go back to active demand, and you see the arrow in the top right where it looks like an arrow that's going in two different directions, right next to add to library. Yeah, click that. Actually, I'm trying to get you back into. Hold on, go back to. Yeah, go click that again. Okay, so well, you should be able to go back to campaigns. Try that. Yeah, you shouldn't. I don't think you have all those steps because that's a very inefficient process. Hold on here. Yeah, no, yeah, go ahead. Go back to that one for now, but I'm trying to figure out why you have so many steps. Okay, scroll up, go back to workflow. So you can size it on the yeah. So you go to the next one, right? You'll do the same thing. Okay, right. Except here's the thing. Once you go to let me see, there's go to the second row, go to go to any one in there in the second row, any of the green ones. Click on. You have to open your window back over your slider window on the right. Okay. So the ones that when you click on them and there is no message, right? See this right here where it just says new email. Okay, you have to add those messages. That's what really what I was hoping that you were working on now. Okay, so it goes back to remember you have to go through create create all the messages that that you were going to use, right? Okay. Now remember I gave you that RAR file with all of those messages, right? Okay. Those are the messages that you need to make sure that the information is right. You have to maybe add a little bit of copy to them. Okay. And then you'll have to start assigning them here to the rest of these email items, right? Okay. And while you're doing that, you can do the process we just did where you'll have to create a subject line. Yeah, click new email, scroll down. Yeah, keep going. You'll see something that says import. Keep going. Okay. Scroll up just a little bit. Just click on that. Select template. Right, just click on that. Click this box. Just click on the pencil. Okay, that's fine. All right. So literally, you're just going to copy that whole HTML file and just paste it right there, starting at line 1. Okay. If you want to go into a full screen, you can. Okay, and then just hit escape to exit full screen. Click that other arrow. Yeah, and then so that will place your template in there. Okay. Now, so and then you would say okay. Okay, now hit email header. And that's where you would create your subject line. Okay. Just create a little preview text that just says something, so that's obviously what shows up in the Gmail line, right? So you'll just put something in there that's similar to the subject line, and you can go back and look at any of the subjects that I've created and right. Okay, but you see where it says default name, default, all those have to be filled in. Okay, so put your highlight default name, highlight the entire, all that, yeah, everything there. Okay, and just type in B, just the letter B. Okay, well, basically, if you go back to that reference sheet that you created with the passwords on it, you see where it says email header info, right? Okay, yeah. All right, so your subject line always is going to include the customer's first name. So whatever you make, right? Whatever you make it, make it include the customer's first name. So you'll need that percentage dot first underscore name, right? And then you'll type whatever you're. Oh, no, this is a merge field. You don't have to add anything. You just have to add this field, and the system will automatically place the customer's first name there. Okay. Okay. Here, let me show you my screen real quick. That so obviously by putting there, it's automatically going to take the first name from the contact record. Every contact is going to have their first name. Okay. And then the rest of the subject line, whatever it needs to say, right? Okay. And then the preview text is going to be. You'll add whatever you need to add, whatever the subject is. Okay. Then the preview text is, check out this, whatever you need it to say, right? Okay, because obviously that's what shows up in the right here. Okay, whenever you open a message, right? Whatever you're putting there in the preview, that's what shows up here. Here's some important information. That's what you're putting in that place. Okay, that's where it goes. So whatever you put here will show up here. Okay. Okay. So then the default name is always from Brenda, which is, I'm sorry, Bill Jackson dash Brenda, which is, if you look at your text file in that same section, you'll see that, right? Okay, so you see in that section you had the contact name, and then the next line is this Bill Jacobs here, and then the next one is her address, which is Brenda Ortega, right? And then the next one is Bill Jacobs BW, and then the next one is her email. This part is very important because this is the response message. So we had a problem initially because we were using the defaults there, and whenever someone would reply, the default email is not her email. It was going someplace else that no one was monitoring. Okay? So now by putting these here, that means that if anyone replies to anything, it automatically goes to her. Okay? Also, that is also what's saying when you look at the message in here, it's saying who it's from, right? Bill Jacobs Volkswagen. That's where that one line in terms of the sender's information, right? So that's what it's setting all these things. Okay. Default reply to name from name. Okay. Every message will have these same four values. Okay. Which again, I put that you have that in your file there, right? You'll just have to change the preview text, and you'll have to change the subject line. Subject line always has to have the name. I also like to always put in, like this right here. If you look at this last message I sent, and I forwarded him this message, and it just said Randy, which was that field, right? That merge field, right? Because it read my name. I put sign, then drive, whatever, and get $25 reward card. Okay. Because obviously, if there's any kind of reward card that we're offering them, we want that to be in the subject line, because obviously that's why people are going to open it, because they know that there's a reward card offer. Okay. So typically you'll want to put something in the first name, something about the message, about the content, and then reference the fact and get $25 reward card. So for example, that backup camera or whatever, you would put something about that and then put in and get $25 reward. Reward, right? You'll have to use your copywriting skills to come up with good versions of that. Okay. Okay. So also, I sent you this document. There's a Word document. All right. Can you find the Word document that has all the messages in it? I sent it earlier. Do you not organize the stuff that I'm sending you? Okay, I sent you this document, and it can be used to complete the rest of these messages, right? Right. And a lot of times you can use a lot of the heading as part of your subject line, right? Okay. So um, in terms of you now, you also have to make sure when you're creating these messages that you're linking them to the appropriate page, right? Some of them, some of them I gave you the link. Some of them I did. Also, your image is going to have, you know, so so the best thing to do is whether you use this right here or just go to the landing page. Typically, it's going to be your CarNet, right? And you would just copy and paste this right here, right? That is your okay. That's your email, right? With just basically simply plug in your through right, and then you know where you just got the message, so you use this URL right here as your link, right? Because you have to, and the email you have to create an href link, right? Do you know how to do that? Yeah. You'll right. So there is the subject. There is this is the content of the message where you type that, right? And then any reference in terms of the image that you're going to be placing there. By the way, I would get in the habit. You see these lines. I would get in the habit of keeping a document that identifies the lines or what the lines are for the information you're going to be changing. Like every message you're going to be changing these sections right here, right? Because that's the that's the copy. That's the message copy, right? So make a note somewhere that this starts on line 583, so that every time you go into one of these templates, you can go right to this section and you don't have to look for it, because there's a lot of shit here, right? And the same thing goes with your main image, right? This is the main image, so this starts on line 518. So every time that you create an email, you have to come in here, take, take this right here, right? Copy this right here into line 540 or whatever it was, or 580, right? Starting right here, right? So we know we just overwrite whatever is there here, right? You put the header right here, and then make sure that this information is there, and then anything that's here, you have to make sure that there is a link. And so the image, what line was the image? 518, right? So whatever image you want to put with the top of that, right? So right now, right? So 518 will basically replace this image right here, right? 5, or something close. So each message may be a little bit longer or shorter. So the messages are going to be, the line numbers may not be exact, but it'll be very close to it. It'll look just like it, right? So 543 or 583, yeah. Okay, I thought that's what you had been working on, though. That's what I thought. I thought that you've been working on this. So we've been talking about this for 3 or 4 days now. So okay, so the first thing you need to do is to get the images and the subject lines for all of the messages that you have right now in the workflow. Okay. And so keep in mind that the workflow, there are 2 workflows that you need to look at. You need to look at lead with stock number and lead no stock number. Okay. A lot of them are the same messages. Okay. But you have to verify that. In other words, if the message is if it's the same message with the same header, with the same landing, with the same subject line, you don't need to make a second copy of it. Okay. But you have to verify that all the messages in both of these workflows, that you have a a list with the subject line and an image URL. And I need, you know what? I'll just do it. It just takes too long. I'll just do it. I'll just make the list. Right, but you don't have finished emails. The ones that you have are not completely finished. Those have just the shells. They all have the same content, right? So in other words, everything. None of these have. They all have something different. This isn't what you're supposed to be using. This is just, I used the same template and I just duplicated, but I put in the different headers. Okay. So each one of those you'll have to change. You'll have to place the content that's for the ones that are in the file that aren't linked there. So the ones that are already linked there are fine. But anyone that you're going to have to add, that's why I said you need to go in, you need to make a list of how many messages that you need, right? You'll look at the workflow and you'll see how many of those are empty, right? How many of those green buttons are empty, right? Okay, and let's say that it's 12, okay? So then you'll have to go and you'll have to find 12 different messages here, right? And each one of those 12, you'll have to go in and you'll make sure that you change the content and using that image that's already there, right? Right? Find something here that, right? With Android where the world is at your feet. So you could use it. I was saying, but this file here that has content in it, right? You just have to pick one of these content subjects and replace it here, right? Does that make sense? Okay. And so once that is completed, then you'll have a header, you'll have the message that's right, because that's the wrong number right there on all these, right? And you'll have to change this out. Also, you'll have to verify that these links that are in there are correct. Okay, so maybe you just make the first one, the first copy, where all your links are correct, right? Your phone number is correct. All of your href, everything is correct, right? And then you just make a copy of it and you just change out those sections. You change out the image on 518. You change out the sections here at 583. Right? Does that make sense? I have to get some of the stuff done. Like I said, I'll just do the first part where I'll do the names, I'll get the images, but you have to go through and get this part done where you have the images, you have the file that has the right links. Because I've had problems in the past where I would open these up and then the links are wrong, right? So if the information is not correct, it's going to be a problem. Okay. I agree. Okay. 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 What time tomorrow?